Hey, what's up everybody? Marcello here with Gamers Xtreme, and today we're going to be showcasing Megaton Rainfall. This was a game that came out on the PlayStation VR not too long ago, and it's now getting a Switch port. Now the game is actually, it's a pretty awesome game. So, alright, so let's just choose one account here. I'll start the game from scratch just to showcase the beginning. And right from the get-go, it gets right into the gameplay. What if I can't read? I'd be in trouble.
If so, it means your transformation is complete.
But what if I couldn't?
I know you're confused, and I'm sorry for that. Because you're not human anymore. Welcome.
So the game is almost like you get to feel like Superman, even though it's not a Superman game, but you play as this being that can fly around the Earth and is supposed to defend the Earth from these invaders. So it's all in first-person view, but what's interesting is the fact that the game actually lets you fly around the world, and it doesn't have to load anything. I've run across like a few instances where the game had to load in the middle of it, and it depended on like how fast or far out I was going from like space to ground. But we'll showcase that shortly as soon as this opening intro is done.
I don't know that you will be their executioner, and that you are indestructible in this world. However, you will need even more power to finish them. Please, fly through the Xenocube's core to increase your power.
Now the Xenocube is what's going to give you upgrades. So you'll get you get one of these every time you complete a main mission. So now I have supersonic flight.
Well done, my offspring. I now need you to show me you've mastered how to fly. Follow me.
That's interesting. So the game still keeps speaking even though I paused it. Now there are a couple technical hiccups in the game, but from what I've experienced so far in the time I've put into the game, I'm actually more amazed at the fact that I can freely roam flying around. So we're gonna go through the Earth's surface. And now what you'll notice too is the game is running at 60 frames a second. Now it does have times where the frame rate does dip, and that's to be expected. I mean, it's a pretty ambitious game, especially to run on the Switch. But let's see. There's the Xenocube. Where'd it go? That's right. Yeah, that's right. It just gives you an idea. It teaches you some of the basics on flying. So there's an instance where it loads. And for the most part, it doesn't. There are some, like I said, there are just a few instances where it does do that. There is a lot of pop-up in the game. Again, it's kind of expected now. I'm not sure how the PS4 version runs, since I have not tested it on the PS4, nor do I have the VR headset to test it out. But I can understand that some concessions were made to actually give it the 60 frames. Well, for the most part. I mean, it still, again, does dip. But like, this just feels awesome. Like, flying, the flight controls are really pretty tight, honestly. And there's just something very relaxing, very calming about just flying around the Earth and just like freely finding a spot and just flying right to it. So you get the next ability. So Megaton Blast. So it's from this point where we can start actually doing a mission, since we can actually defend ourselves.
You now have enough power to face the intruders. Practice your new power. Shoot the red square. To destroy it. Do not allow this to happen. Find the intruders and then eliminate them. Find me after you have finished off the intruders. Good luck, my offspring.
Alright, so let's fly to mission 1. So the biggest key, yeah, is hitting the red weak point. Now, your health consists of the Earth's health, basically. So the green bar on the left is how much health the Earth has. And the more damage that they do, or you do, as you can clearly see, I just destroyed that building accidentally, will determine your success. So... And you won't find yourself staying in like one specific city in each mission. Like, you'll actually have to fly around. Whoa. Okay. Where'd they go? Oops, missed. That stinks. The one thing I really do like about the game is the soundtrack. The music definitely fits the game perfectly. Oops. Oops, sorry. Different enemy. And you can damage them if you actually don't hit their like red core, and they'll just take health off. But the red core will destroy them instantly. Unless in that instance where it just goes right through. That's one. Yes, I did some damage to it. There we go. That guy. Whoops. What's that? Let's get the next guy. Oops. Destruction! Oh, wasn't me. Open wide. Right into that building. Alright, so this segment's definitely key to not screw up. You screw up once, well, basically fail the whole mission because the whole Earth goes boom. Yeah, remember the beam that the aliens shot at Independence Day? Yeah, it's basically this. Nice timing there. Boom!
Is anybody out there? Is anybody home?
Whoa, flew right past that.
My offspring, come with me.
Now, what's impressive is actually, well, it's a catch-22. So, like, visually, from like a far distance, everything looks kind of, things do look pretty flat and a little bland. But like, what's really impressive, on the other hand, is that the world is pretty animated for the distance. Considering like there's numerous cars moving around, and I mean, yeah, they ghost around a little bit, but it's a nice illusion that they put. But it's like even flying on the ground, it's like, okay, their cars are still driving around. Some might disappear here and there, but it's pretty active for the most part. There's people standing. Well, that guy's standing. There's occasionally people who walk. Yeah, this guy's kind of moving. Oh. So I mean, again, there's some technical hiccups, but at the same time, it's also pretty impressive to see all this running at a high frame rate, and just the fact that you can just kind of go anywhere at any time. It's like, I want to go into the city? Okay, no problem. And again, this is the one thing I love about this is right now, to me, this is the closest thing we have to having a Superman game, basically. Poor Superman. Just can't seem to catch a break with any games. Except for Injustice. But we still want a game where you can fly around like Superman or feel like Superman. And again, this is pretty impressive, considering. Again, they did a lot of cool illusionary, like visual effects. And considering that they originally released this on the PS4 and they brought it to the Switch, and they, obviously there was going to be some concessions made. It's still totally playable. Yeah, there's plenty of texture pop up and all that, but there's no denying that the game is actually pretty fun. Yeah, like right now I'm flying in space, I can see the Earth. Keep flying around. So there's an invisible wall right where I am. I can't go any higher than that. But alright, let's fly to point A. Go through the stratosphere. Whoa, fish! That came out of nowhere. I wonder if there's any sharks. Nope, fishy. More fishy. Ooh, my hands.
All of this is my fault. So much death and destruction. I never imagined the intruders would steal the Xenospheres and would learn to use the power the spheres contain to travel to your world. You will recover them one by one. Each time you do so, I'll grant you more power. My offspring, take your next power.
Alright, so I think this gives me like a charge blast. Gigaton blast, that was it.
Use your new ability wisely, as it can do more harm than good to humans if used carelessly. My offspring, when you reclaim all the Xenospheres, my advent will come, and then everyone will know who I am and why your universe was created. And you'll know how important your appearance in this universe is, and how vital it is that the intruders disappear. Until that day, you'll have to live in ignorance, and I apologize for that. It's tragic that conscious beings have to live and die without knowing the purpose of their existence. Please, reclaim the Xenospheres.
I don't know. You guys trust this guy? I'm not feeling so trusting on him. Possible plot twist? Alright, so I'll showcase one more mission just so you guys get to see a little bit more of the gameplay footage in action. So let's see. And what's nice is when you beat the game, you can unlock 2 new modes. You can unlock a score attack, which is just basically going through your missions and trying to, you know, get as good of a score as possible. And then there's free roam, which, let's face it, that's definitely going to be a nice mode to mess around with after beating the game and just kind of enjoy. Oh, loading. Now, speaking of loading, again, the game does load. Well, it does have occasional pop-up for loading. But the biggest thing that I was not a fan of was when you boot up the game, it takes almost, it was like about a minute and a half to load the game just to get to the main menu screen. So when you kick it off, it just says loading on the bottom right for about 90 seconds. So just something to keep in mind that it has a very long boot up. The last time I've actually played a game that had an extensive load time to just get into the game, I remember it was Just Cause 3. I remember that was similar to about 90 seconds when I had to just go from the main menu to the main gameplay. All right. So now they introduce a new enemy type, and that's what's cool. Each mission they'll introduce new enemies with different weak points, so it definitely keeps things fresh. So this one's kind of like a ship that can collect cars and then just like drop them. Another one. Oh. Get back here. Yeah, again, see, so like there's some visual inconsistencies you see there. There's like the environment, the color, the lighting is changing, but it's like not smooth right now. I can't see anything right now. Oh. Hey there, fellas. Think you're going. Oh. Gotcha. Sorry, people. Ship flying out there. Oh crap. Oops. There we go. And that's the second mission done. Boom. So that's a little taste of what Megaton Rainfall is like. So it's out on August 9th, which is actually today, at the time I posted this video. You can get it on the eShop. I want to say it's under $15 from if I remember seeing it correctly. And I mean, like I said, yeah, there are some technical issues. The pop-up loading or objects popping up, textures popping up visually. But at the same time, the game does try to run at a higher frame rate because of it. But the one thing that I gotta say that's just a ton of fun is just free roaming, flying around the city and like light speed basically. Flying at night, definitely difficult and different, but definitely difficult to fly at night since there's really not a whole lot of illumination. So if we go, let's see if I can get to the other side. Okay, see, like now this is a cool thing too, is to actually go around the Earth with the sun laying on it, and you can actually see the Earth illuminate from that, which is always a really cool view. And then you just fly right in. Whoa! Where the heck am I? So yeah. So like I said, yeah, you can get this for under $15, I believe, on the eShop. Like I was saying before, it's a fun title. It's for the price. It's not bad. There's a great soundtrack in the game. I definitely really love the music and the missions. And even when the game started, like the beginning of the game, the music was just really cool. I do wish there was some music while free roaming, or that you can at least like toggle it or something, just because it made it more engaging. Controls spot on. So whether you're playing with the Pro Controller or portably with the Joy-Cons, they both felt perfectly fine. If you guys like what you saw, definitely check it out. And as always, definitely hit that like button if you liked the video, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, game on.